y'all doing this?
I just went to go pick up some food for my mom's the other day, like middle of the night. She wanted some IHOP in the middle of the night. I was like, all right, Mom, I'm gonna go get this for you. And in the parking lot, little chick, like little young, bro, standing outside of this brand new Benz. And I'm like, yo, there's no way. And then, so that was when I was going in. When I came out, one of her friends had came to meet her. She just had a Toyota, but it was still new. And then another girl was pulling in the parking lot with another Benz. And I'm like, y'all didn't purchase this. You know what I'm saying? This,
exactly.
But you know, hey, I'll say white people, they definitely had a head start, you know. There's definitely some bullshit that shouldn't have been allowed, that was allowed, that some took part in, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't even want to say but. That's very important. I want to say also, even what you're saying right now still comes back to values, because if like, you know, like my dad's always been pushing me to like read, push me to understand things, right? And I'm the type of person, like, I feel like I can learn how to do anything. I can deconstruct it, like take it top to bottom and go, okay, so man, everything from how to get ahead in taxes to, okay, well, how did that person start that business, or how to deconstruct it. But my mom taught me that. I'm gonna say my dad taught me that. They taught me to be that type of person. Are we teaching our kids deconstructing things is the most important thing? Or are we teaching our kids being the hardest person is important? What is each black person teaching their kids? So that same committee you're talking about, what if that committee put together some type of African American standards for 2020 to 2030 moving forward? And every time a black person has a kid, they're mailing that to their house, and they're saying, use these values to get ahead in your life. I bet that would be more beneficial than any check the government or reparations, the government or anything could cut to us. That right there will be the most important thing. Now, maybe do include, you know, some ways to get ahead with your taxes, or do include some ways to maybe get, you know, funding for your business and things like that. But just teach them, you know, one of the things that was heartbreaking for me, bro. So like, we had our crib, and then like right across the street from our crib was this building that was kind of sectioned up into like units. So like my neighborhood is very diverse, racially diverse, but
Where
also
you from?
Like so I was born in New Orleans, but after New Orleans I moved to Shreveport. Okay. So I grew up in like the Stony Hill Highland area of Shreveport. Okay. You know, if anybody listening, y'all know where that is. But anyways, yeah, so like right across the street they had these units. And I had this homie, Slim, bro, and it was interesting because my parents, his parents, two different things. And one time he told me, he was like, yeah, bro, I just go to eat fast food. Like, my mom ain't never grocery shop. My mom don't know, like, and it eventually, like, my uncle had talked to his mom and sorted out. She had never been taught the value of how to, or whatever grocery shop. It's more convenient. It takes 2 seconds to go pop up, get McDonald's, whatever, right? Right. So my friend, as a result, is all he would do, you know? So that means like something as small as eating. Do you know how it's exponentially more expensive to get fast food? Bro, even if you just spending like $3, $4, $5 on a burger, that same $5, I could have bought 10 burgers. Right. You know what I'm saying? And and if nobody teaches you that's important, that shouldn't be an optional thing, that, you know, I know you don't see it on TV, you don't see it on BT, you don't see it on Instagram, but here's how you should be living your life. If nobody's giving you that information, bro, that's got to be hundreds of thousands of dollars that this woman has blown in her life. And but for me having a conversation with my friend, he'd be on the same shit. It's values, bro. Right. And we take for granted that everybody is armed with this information. Right.
Yeah. And that's why I can't wait to see the Dr. Sebi documentary. Like that's one of the reasons, because whatever is in that documentary, I'm gonna adopt. I'm gonna adopt in my lifestyle, in my household. Like, yo, this is what we need to eat. This is what we need to be on. Like, I can't wait to actually see it. And the crazy thing is I would rather, in my mind, I would rather eat something straight out of the ground than something that is packaged up and something that's been in a capsule. Like, I would rather eat something that's been straight from the ground, in my mind, though, because I know that as soon as I see it getting pulled out of the ground, I'm like, yeah, I don't I don't know. But in my mind, I would rather eat something that has just been pulled out of the ground than something that's packaged and given to me like in a nice little capsule.
Yeah.
In my mind, I would really, man. But you are so on point on the values though. Like, what do you think? Top 3 values. We just gonna go 3. Top 3 values that all black households should have.
Pay yourself before you pay anything else.
Okay, pay yourself.
Wow, that one right there is a huge. That's really.
That is huge.
Okay. Let me run back. All right, so pay yourself before you. That's out of.
All right, go ahead.
That's out of Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's Robert Kiyosaki.
Okay.
Focus on doing what you can control, not on what is around you or the environment. Like, you can't necessarily control your environment or what happens to you. You can't control what you do and how you respond to it. That's very important.
Okay.
And that's important on so many levels. And information is king. You cannot afford not to know. Information is king. And I think if we focused on those and I know you didn't ask for a 4th, bro, but there's nothing weak about loving. There's nothing weak about being able to join or being able to trust another person. There's nothing weak about that, because a lot of us, depending on the situation that you're in, they're in communities where, the people I see outside are enemies. The people I see outside could be could mean losing my shoes or what I have in my pocket. The people I see outside could be the death of me.
Yeah.
So screw them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know that's not everybody's situation. That sounds really extreme to some people, but some people will hear that and they know exactly what I'm talking about.